Transverse cervical artery. 11 questions and answers. Is the transverse cervical artery a branch of the thyrocervical trunk? Yes, the transverse cervical artery is a branch of the thyrocervical trunk. What is the transverse cervical artery also known as? The transverse cervical artery is also known as the transverse colli artery or the transverse artery of the neck. Does the transverse cervical artery travel transversely above the inferior belly of the omohyoid muscle? Yes, the transverse cervical artery travels transversely above the inferior belly of the omohyoid muscle. Does the transverse cervical artery divide? Yes, the transverse cervical artery divides. The transverse cervical artery divides. This division results in how many branches? Transverse cervical artery divides into a superficial branch and a deep branch. What is the superficial branch of the transverse cervical artery also known as? The superficial branch of the transverse cervical artery is also known as the superficial cervical artery. What is the deep branch of the transverse cervical artery also known as? The deep branch of the transverse cervical artery is also known as the dorsal scapular artery. Does the transverse cervical artery pass anteriorly to the phrenic nerve? Yes, the transverse cervical artery passes anteriorly to the phrenic nerve. Does the transverse cervical artery pass anteriorly to the scalene muscles? Yes, the transverse cervical artery passes anteriorly to the scalene muscles. Is the transverse cervical artery covered by the platysma muscle? Yes, the transverse cervical artery is covered by the platysma muscle. Is the transverse cervical artery covered by the sternocleidomastoid muscle? Yes, the transverse cervical artery is covered by the sternocleidomastoid muscle.